Alright guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day in under 1 hour. Today we have a massive 12-game slate, pretty big one, so I'm excited for that. Joined as always with Chris, aka Chrissair, not Chrissair DFS, and bifocal Chris today. How you feeling today?
Bifocal. I'm feeling pretty good. I like the slate. It's 12 games, like you said, so it's bigger than bigger than we usually get, but it's better than 3 games like yesterday. I normally don't love those short slates, but I'm fine with 12. I mean, it's the same as every other slate. Like we're gonna have interest in a few teams, probably exposure to 3 or 4 games in for cash games, and then ignore the rest. So yeah, I'm excited for GPPs. Obviously, everything's viable. All the games are interesting, and we'll go through them.
Yeah. What's like the sweet spot for you then for games for like a slate size?
I always say like 6 to 10. Um, I like it when it's like 6 steady all throughout the week. I don't like it when it's like 12, then 3, then 10, then 2, then 8, then 4.
We
Like
had
I
that
like
a
when
bit
it's
more at
steady.
the start of the season, right? I think it was a bit smoother. Like,
Yeah, I think this past week has been like pretty up and down in terms of game size, but I think let me just check. Yeah, looks like next week will be better. Minimum 5 games. The week after that looks good as well. So yeah, just this little rough stretch here with the schedule.
yeah. Um, okay, let's get into it then. Just opening up Hasty's email from yesterday. I wanted to touch on that in a bit. But yeah, guys, as always, thanks for joining. As always, make sure to hit the like button. Helps us out a lot if you've been here before and you like our content. Helps people find our show. So make sure to do that if you have not done that already. Other than that, guys, if you're not subscribed, do that as well. Hit the bell button, hit all so you stay notified. Free content every single day here, so do that. And then last thing, as always, we use our optimizer and projections at dfscrunch.com. So if you like what you see and you want to try it out and you've never been a member, you can get yourself a 3-day free trial automatically applied, no code, coupon code or anything like that required. So check us out there at dfscrunch.com. Get yourself a 3-day free trial. Definitely check that out. 12-game slate, lots of lots of stuff to go over. So it should be helpful today. Always helpful though. Next up, some Twitter stuff, success posts. Chris selected the nominees here. Whoever made it here. Haters hate to see it, but the Crunch team keeps it rolling. How many haters do we have now, Chris?
I don't know. Just in general, haters don't like to see it, but I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else to write there. Obviously, I always have to come up with these, so I'm not too creative. Kind of out of ideas at this point, but yeah, Let's check these out.
Yeah. I remember once I tweeted one that was like "Rack it up, Matty D." Toronto Raptors reference. And then you're like, no, delete that one. Ever since then, I haven't tweeted once on this account, so it's just been purely Chris.
I mean, no one knows that unless they watch Raptors games. That's
It's
the
still
thing.
basketball. I mean, like I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought some people would get it. Ross Best says, thanks guys again. Thomas says, nice. Hasty
Yeah,
says,
I want to say this to Ryan. I was gonna say I was thinking about it yesterday. He was like all over O'Neal, so he was absolutely on point there. I think we'll see in the winners. I think both FanDuel and DraftKings had O'Neal. So yeah, shout out to Ryan. I kind of said no to it. That's 2 days in a row. I think 2 days ago I said no to DeLon Wright. He went for 55.
yeah.
Yesterday I said no to Royce O'Neal. He had a nice game there.
Yeah. Let's get into it. He just said, did you see Royce? Had a bit of a game last night, career high in points. Let's load this up. Days, aka Days of Work, Days O Work. Switched his name up to Days Work. Some CBB action over here. I think you had a message above this one, was it, or was it last time? I think it was yesterday, maybe. Like he said, like had a fun week since I joined. He's only been here for a week, but he's been making the cut almost every day. But yeah, what do you see here, Chris? Let's get some analysis.
I mean, obviously, he took it down. We can take a look at the contest after we go through these screenshots. Then maybe we can have more analysis.
Yep. But yeah, basic analysis, guys. $277 into 1,600, so that's nice to see. Next up, I think Chris got this one in a DM. I didn't see this one in the Discord.
This is Brandon. He wanted to be up here, but he had a nice lineup here. It was pretty standard. He had Burks and Collins, which was the only really unique thing, but outside of that, he had good construction here.
Yeah, Batum was kind of a bum yesterday. I didn't go with Batum because he doesn't have the dog in him. Yeah, I went
Can we
Hunter.
talk about this? What is this? US 105, and then you don't even wait for the players' pictures to load. You just take the screenshot right away.
Okay,
Just awful stuff here.
Jesus Christ. I'd rather not make the cut. I always complain about not making the cut, but then I get like roasted for making the cut. I mean, I can't control this. I waited, like it just didn't load. What do you want me to do?
Close it, then reopen it.
I mean, people know the players. They don't need the pictures. They just see the numbers. I don't know. I didn't even notice that actually. Like the only thing I see is like the winning.
Is this new? The US 105, US 193? I've never seen that before.
It's pretty standard stuff.
It's really not.
Yeah, okay. So on the Android app, they don't show you like they don't show you how much you're winning for the lineup. Like
What do you mean? What do you mean?
like if you open up FanDuel on the Android app, this part right here is missing. Like if you open up a contest like this, all you see is your entry fees and then like these pictures here, but you don't see this. So I have to do it on the website.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's not. I mean, I can't do anything about that. Maybe send a tweet out to FanDuel or something, Chris. Thomas says that's why I don't use the app. Yeah, you can't see. Like you used to be able to see. Like it used to look just like iOS, but then they removed it for some reason, and now you can't see what you're winning. You could just see like the total at the top of the app, like entry fees and that, but you can't see like in the contest. So yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, no, what's his face? No Batum for me. Didn't like Batum. Hunter, used to.
You can't tell. You don't have the pictures. It's hard to tell.
I mean, it says right here, no Batum. And then CBB here, Hasty actually sent me an email the other day, and he's like pick these 4 guys and do 10 entries, and I was like, okay. And then that's what happened here. I just locked in some of the guys that he liked, and then ran the optimals, and then that was it. Unfortunately, this contest was full, so I couldn't join more. But yeah, Hasty knows his college basketball. Not a big win, but still a win there. And then over here, next up, Chris. Yeah, what do you see here, Chris?
So I mean, the main thing I did on this bottom team, I just switched Bonga for Robinson. I liked Robinson more, so that was the only switch from the optimal. Just because Bonga, he's one of those exercise guys. So I try to avoid rostering Bonga whenever I can.
Yep. Let's see. Hasty says, in the grind games with good defense, Royce gets dared to shoot. He also low-key a strong rebounder. Solid night for the boys.
Weaver says, Gary, get rid of that Android crap. Get with the times. Apple for life. Yeah, I mean, can we just go back to that screenshot you posted with the US? Oh my god.
Wait,
why does it even say US? It doesn't say that on my website.
just so you know the currency. Like some of us are international. Like I don't know, we deal with multiple currencies, so it's easy to see.
On FanDuel, you only deal with USD.
No, that's not true. You can deposit Canadian dollars there. I mean, you use
Really?
a Canadian. Well, you don't have an American card, do you?
No, but I have American money in my PayPal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the one who makes the app, so it's not up to me. Android is definitely better than iPhone, but yeah, I mean, like, it's not my fault. FanDuel doesn't update their app. Yeah, enough of that. Let's. What do we do now? Some contest, right, Chris?
Let's take a look at the college basketball one from yesterday quickly.
I mean, I already have this loaded, but let me open it up for you.
Yeah, go to yesterday's. CPP, change the date, 26.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it because maybe there's some new people here who haven't seen the site. Want to get them kind of acclimated.
Oh
So
yeah,
now you're
guys.
clicking on the contest tab.
Yeah, which one is it? This one? Yeah.
Yeah, the All-American.
Yeah. Handy dandy homework feature tool thingy we have here, database. Definitely check that out if you want to study what the pros do, see what happened last night, see the decisions other people made that made the money. So good place to do your homework. We have this for all sports here, both sides. But yeah, here it is.
He only won by 0.2. He beat this guy Guts, similar name to you.
I was gonna say
One,
that.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know any of these players. I know Jalen Johnson from Duke. I know Champagne. That guy's been nice this season.
Yeah, Champagne. What?
Yeah, I don't know the rest of these guys. Hasty probably knows them.
Yeah, Hasty was a Champagne guy. Hasty was also actually a Tillman guy.
So you could see Hasty's with the chalk. He's just giving you the obvious plays. 53% Tillman, 64% Champagne.
Yeah.
Anyone? Who else did he give you?
Cooper, I think, as well. Let me just check
Thomas
this.
says Sharif Cooper is cold.
Yeah,
Like
so the
icy.
ones Hasty gave, it was excuse
Yeah,
me.
look, Sharif Cooper right there at the bottom, 47% there. So I mean, Hasty's just with the chalk. Like I thought he would give us some low on gems.
Well, let me read out the ones he gave. He gave Champagne. He gave out Cooper. He gave Herbert Jones. Don't see him
Yeah,
here.
right there
Oh,
again,
yeah, right here.
51% both lineups here.
Yeah, Tillman. He gave Tillman, and then he gave Dayron Sharp.
Who's that?
Um,
I mean, all the other guys here are high owned. I don't know who Sharp is though.
this guy, 20%.
20%, 5.3, 23. Yeah, not the worst play.
Yeah.
The other guys did really well actually though, even though they're high owned. But yeah, that's good, Hasty. I'm proud of you, Hasty.
Proud of him. Yep. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's do the same thing for FanDuel NBA. Clutch shot. Open that up. Let's see what we have here. Rotten Apple, three-way tie. Second place over here.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Oh, it actually didn't have the only thing I'm really interested here. Oh, the first place team actually did have Royce O'Neal. Yeah, Rudy Gobert, Eric Gordon. Small forward was kind of ugly yesterday outside of Hunter. Results wise, obviously Batum was popping a lot, but yeah, pretty nice lineup here.
Yeah, not the highest score, but I mean,
3-game slate.
yeah. Kennard, he's looking good. He's earning that money. Hey,
He lucked into 4 steals.
you don't like him?
If he didn't get those 4 steals, he would have what, 19?
It's like Hasty said, he was good. ... in high school. Is that how you feel about him?
I didn't see him in high school. I'm not too big of a Luke Kennard guy.
Okay, let's do the same thing on DraftKings. Okay, number 1. Here it is. Yeah, Royce O'Neal, like you said.
Royce O'Neal in this one. I mean, Hasty definitely has to get in these contests. He's been picking the winners recently. Yeah, Nwaba here as well, 5%. Everything else is pretty chalky. But yeah, Royce O'Neal definitely a difference maker last night.
Yeah. What do you think of Terrence Mann? Is he a beast?
I don't know. He has a really good rebounding rate. He got 9 rebounds yesterday. He also got 4 steals, which was pretty lucky. I don't want to just say they're lucky, but it's a high variance stat. So 4 steals is pretty high. But yeah, obviously he was a good play. Some sharp players were on him.
Yep. Okay, let me load up the slate, Chris. Maybe there's some chat you can go over. I think Thomas Bay has something there for you.
He says Reginald Jackson went back to his OKC days. Yeah, I mean, Reginald definitely. Is that his real name? Let me just check. Reggie Jackson.
You think that's his real name?
I got some baseball athlete. That's when you know you're not that good. You're not even the first guy that pops up. I have to search Reggie Jackson NBA. Yeah, Reginald Sean Jackson. So yeah, Reginald definitely had a game.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the slate, guys. Main slate here. Big one, 12 games, so lots of stuff to cover today. But yeah, Chris, let's do the overview here. Which teams are we targeting today? Any favorite teams here, like standouts? Any players that stand out to you? Any major news that we have to take into account today when doing our rosters, doing our lineups, stuff like that?
Yeah, so the high total game today, by 9 points is the Brooklyn Atlanta game. It's at 238 right now, the over under. Next highest is Minnesota Golden State at 229.5. But the interesting thing is we have value from other teams, so we're not really targeting the Brooklyn Atlanta game and cash games. So we have Westbrook out, so we have Washington value. Booker's out as well, so we have Suns value. Donovan Mitchell is out, so we have Jazz value as well. So those, like, we're going to be targeting players from the Wizards, Suns, and Jazz for the most part, in cash games at least. So those are going to be the games that I have the most interest in. But this Brooklyn Atlanta game is definitely going to be interesting in tournaments.
Yep. Why do you like the Brooklyn Atlanta one? Like, who do you like there? Any favorites?
No, I just said because it's the highest over/under game, and they're not popping a lot in builds, so definitely interesting in tournaments.
What about do you like Harden?
I think we can rather pick players from the Atlanta side, but we don't have to get into it now. We can get into it once we get to that game.
Okay, touchy topic. We can avoid it for now. Let's do first game here. Sacramento against Orlando. Let's do Sacramento first. Over there, don't know this guy. Jamias Ramsey out for them. I just wanted to say that name. Hassan Whiteside probable. Bielitsa is doubtful. How do you say his first name?
Nemanja.
Yeah, he's doubtful for them. Starters for Sacramento, we have Fox, Buddy Hield, Barnes, Bagley, and Holmes. Any interest at all in Sacramento, Chris?
No interest in cash games, but in tournaments, I like De'Aaron Fox. He's 7.9K on FanDuel. 8.7 on DraftKings is too expensive for me, but I like that price tag on FanDuel. And then another guy interesting for me in tournaments is Buddy Hield, 5.5 on FanDuel. We always say it with him. He's always more expensive on DK, so he's 6.3 on DK. I'm not too interested in that price tag. And then one more guy, Tyrese Halliburton. I really like his game, so I'll throw him out there for tournaments. 5.4K on FanDuel, 5.2 on DK. So, yeah, I mean, no interest in cash games, like I said, but I'm fine with these guys in tournaments.
Why do you like his game?
He looks like a good player. He looks like he's going to be super good in the league. Definitely fell too far in the draft.
Passes the eye test. What was his pick overall?
I think he went 13th or something, 12th.
What do you think he should have gone?
Probably, I mean, if we're looking at it from now, probably top 5.
Top 5, yeah. Thomas Bay in the chat says, Chris never likes Harden anymore.
I mean, that's not true. I like Harden. I definitely think he's probably undervalued right now. I think one game he'll try to go to old Harden,
just one
become
game.
more. Yeah, like that's like the tournament game. That's where you want him, where it's the one game where he becomes aggressive like old Harden. But like I said, we'll get into that when we get to that game.
Yeah, old Harden. Definitely a distant memory now. Let's do Orlando then. Over there we have Okiki, Aminu, and Carter Williams out for them. Starters we have Cole Anthony, Evan Fournier, Ennis, Gordon, and Vooch. Any interest in Orlando, Chris? You always mention Vucevic in tournaments, but yeah.
Yeah, so I like Vucevic a lot. There's two guys here that really stand out for me. I'm fine with either of them in cash games. It's Aaron Gordon and Nikola Vucevic. Aaron Gordon is 6.8K on FanDuel, so we got a really good price tag there. On DraftKings, he's 7.7, so that's too expensive for me. But on FanDuel, in cash games, I'm good with it. I like it a lot in tournaments too. I always like the matchup against Sacramento. They play fast. They don't play much defense, so I like Gordon here. Same thing for Vucevic. He's 9.2 on DraftKings, 9.4 on FanDuel, so cash games, I'm good with it there. Tournaments, I love it as well. That probably does it for the most part for Orlando. Just interested in those two guys.
Okay, let me load up the next one here. We have Indiana against Charlotte here. Indiana's side, we have Sabonis. He's questionable with the knee. Kalo Lowry ran into his knee, took him out, so he didn't come back. Definitely don't want to run into Kyle Lowry. He's a tough guy. But yeah, we can do Indiana starters. They have Brogdon, Holiday, McDermott, Sabonis if he's in, and Turner. Any interest here, Chris?
Yeah, so that's the Sabonis news is the big news that we have to keep an eye on for today's slate. If he's out, we're going to love Miles Turner. If he's in, I'm fine with him on both sites. We'll have to obviously see if there's any restriction on him. I assume there won't be. I assume he's going to play. So for 9.2K on FanDuel, I don't mind that price tag. In cash games and tournaments, I like it as well. I'm not too worried about the injury. Like I said, I think he's going to play. Other than him, Miles Turner, always like him in tournaments. He always has upside to get like 6-7 blocks. And that just makes the ceiling crazy. Brogdon, he's all right. He's priced up a little, but still getting a ton of minutes. 8.6 on DK, 8.3 on FanDuel. If you want to go there in tournaments, I'm fine with it as well. But I think the only guy I'm interested here in cash games is Sabonis on FanDuel.
Yep. Brad in the chat says it's not up to Harden. Yeah, head nod. Just got some news here. The Wizards have added 2 games to their schedule for next week, Tuesday and Sunday. What do you think of that, Chris?
Nice.
Okay. Okay, let's do Charlotte then. Nothing noted there. Starters for them, we have Graham, Rozier, Hayward, Washington, and Biyombo. Any interest in Charlotte, Chris? You always mention the thing about they have 4 guys that can go off any night, just a matter of who.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. On this huge slate, we don't need to pick guys from here, especially in cash games. In tournaments, Gordon Hayward, if you want to try to chase the game logs, he's looked really good. He's been aggressive, been playing around 38 minutes. So I don't mind him in tournaments, but I think that's probably where my interest ends. I guess LaMelo Ball, he's priced down now. He hasn't been getting many minutes. So if you want to go there in tournaments and hope he gets 30 minutes, I'm okay with it, but I'd rather just pick players elsewhere.
Okay. Let's load up the next one. I like this game here, Detroit, Cleveland. Drummond revenge game here, of course. So that's exciting. Let's do Detroit injuries first. Over there we have Griffin and Rose. Sorry, Griffin out, Rose probable. Starters for Detroit, we have DeLon Wright, Ellington, Sadiq Bey, Grant, and Plumlee. Any interest there, Chris?
Yeah, so the big news here is that Blake Griffin is resting today. I think there's one interesting thing we could take advantage of with that. On FanDuel, Mason Plumlee is only 4.4K. I just want to check what his price tag has been. Yeah, he was 4.4 last game, but before that, he was always around 5 to 6K. So we're getting a pretty nice discount on him. No Blake, so he should play a few more minutes. Maybe a little bit more usage without Blake in there. So I don't mind Plumlee on FanDuel in cash games for 4.4K. In tournaments, I'm okay with it as well. Let me just see here one sec. Yeah, on DraftKings, he's 5.1K, so I don't think we need it there. Tournament only for me. Grant is always someone he kind of flies under the radar. People are kind of scared of paying 8K for Jeremy Grant, but his game log has been really good. His usage has been good. No Blake, so that lines up for him. If you want to play him in cash games as the last piece, I guess I don't mind it. You're probably going to get him at sub 5% owned in cash games. In tournaments, he's probably going to be, 10% owned. So I don't mind that either. I think that's probably where my interest ends in this game. We don't really want to play Wright anymore. His price tag is up, and Rose is back, obviously. But I think Plumlee is a decent play here on the Pistons.
Yep. A question from Mike. He's saying Lamb, good value.
He's just his minutes. He's obviously coming back from the ACL injury. He played 32 minutes last game. I don't know. I don't think his minutes are really secure though. That's my only problem with him. He could play 19 like he has been the first 3 games. He could play 32. I don't know. I don't love it. I know Mike Weaver is a FanDuel guy. I think on FanDuel shooting guard we could just play Jordan Clarkson for the same price tag. I love Jordan Clarkson. I think he's a lock today. And then Beal obviously in a great spot as well at shooting guard. If you want to pivot off of Clarkson for Lamb in tournaments, I guess I'm okay with it, but probably not something that I would do personally.
Yeah. Sports Simmer says, hi, I'm here. What's up? Trivia question for you, Chris. Hopefully you know the answer. Who is 00 on the Jazz?
Do we have Rondo in here? I know Rondo's good with numbers. Let me just Utah. I need to look at the player pool. Maybe is it Jordan Clarkson?
Yeah, cover boy Clarkson.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Yeah, Hasty knows that one. Okay, let's do Cleveland here. Notes over here. Don't know this guy, Lamar Stevens. Hopefully you know him, Chris.
No, I don't know him.
No. Okay.
Actually, I do know him. We had some interest in him. I think he got a few starts earlier on in the year.
Okay, that's good. Good that you know him. Yeah, Lamar Stevens and Larry Nance Jr. questionable. Kevin Love is out for them still. Starters, we have Garland, Sexton, Okoro, Nance, and Drummond. Yeah, we got the revenge narrative here for Drummond, Detroit guy. Minutes have gone down with what's his face, Jared Allen coming in there, but he still gets the numbers. Like I don't know. Like I don't know why people don't like him. He produces. Like he gets like 20 rebounds a game. I think he just needs a better environment here. But yeah, what do you think with the revenge narrative? Anything there, Chris?
I mean, sure. In tournaments, like I'm always fine with Drummond. Like I've been saying these past couple of days. If his minutes go up to 35 one of these games, he's gonna smash this price tag. He's 8.4 on DK. I think he's 8.8 on FanDuel. So if his minutes go up, he's like obviously in a great spot here. Revenge game, like you said. I think he spent like 5-6 years in Detroit. His first game against Detroit this season, he put up 67 fantasy points. So like if you're into that revenge thing, I think this is a decent revenge spot. Even though the game is in Cleveland, I don't know. I still think he tries to show out against his old team, but the thing with him is his minutes. And then Larry Nance, he's questionable, so we have to keep an eye out for that news. If he's out, we can bump up guys like Chetty, Torian Prince, but on this giant slate, we don't really have too much interest in the Cavs here in cash games. Just tournament options for me.
Okay. Yeah, I like Drummond. Definitely someone I'll consider bumping up a bit in my tournament entries. Yeah, I'm a Drummond guy. Chris doesn't like Drummond, so. Let me load up the next game here. We have Milwaukee at Toronto. Another good game here.
Wait, Thomas says, is DG going to start Dolce & Gabbana? I don't know. We haven't got word. I expect him to start sometime soon. Maybe if Nance misses, they'll slot Garland in. But he's cheap now. I'm okay with Garland. Probably tournament only for me, but definitely if he starts, I'll have some more interest, but probably still tournament only.
Yeah, we do have him projected to start. Yeah, let's get into this game, Toronto, Milwaukee. Let's do Milwaukee first. Save the best for last. Nothing noted for them. Starters, we have Holiday, DiVincenzo, Middleton, Giannis, and Brolo. Any interest in the Bucks, Chris?
So let's see these Vegas odds. So 228 over under for this game. Milwaukee is a 7-point favorite. I don't have any interest in cash games here, but I mean in tournaments, I always like playing Giannis, especially in spots where he's going to be lower owned than usual. So I'm okay with him. Middleton and Drew, I'll probably stay away from. I don't think we need them on this slate. I mean, my main interest here comes from Giannis, especially like 12 games today. We don't need Milwaukee in this spot when they're fully healthy.
Yeah. Big matchup in the East here. Two contenders, obviously. Two good teams here, so definitely a big matchup, big game here. Do you think the teams will step it up a bit? Because they kind of have a history in the playoffs. Years past.
I don't know. If I'm betting here, I probably take Milwaukee.
Yeah.
-7. I don't think the Raptors cover this.
Okay. Trigger says Embiid. Yep. VN Jones says, I'm late, but I'm here. Cashed last night with Wall in my lineup. Laughing out loud.
Yeah, I mean, He played less minutes than I expected, but he still almost hit his projection. I think he got 34. I think we projected him for 37. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but yeah, definitely I wish he played a few more minutes.
Yeah. And then Thomas Bay over here, he agrees with the two contenders take over there. He says, good one, Garry. Two contenders. Yeah.
I think he's laughing at you, actually.
Oh, I just saw it say good one, Garry. So, but yeah, definitely two contenders there. I feel like the Raptors will step up to the challenge here. Put Milwaukee in their place. But yeah, on Toronto, we have OG, Anunoby questionable, McCaw out for them, and Siakam questionable. Starters, we have Lowry, Van Fleet, Anunoby, Siakam, and Baines. Yeah, any interest in Toronto, Chris?
So we have to keep an eye out for this injury news. This is one game that we do have to keep an eye out for with OG and Siakam. I think OG was doing some ad for Axe up here in Canada, so I saw that ad. I mean, yeah, like I said, we have to wait for the injury news. If they're all in, I have no interest in the Raptors here, but if they're out, we'll probably bump up guys like Lowry, Van Vliet, Powell. So yeah, it all depends on the news with this team, so I don't really want to spend too much time on them.
Yeah, Ross Best says OG might be out, and then he also says, I like Davis if OG is out. Thomas says one contender, one mediocre team. I agree. Raptors here, definitely a good team. The Bucks are easy to stop in the playoffs. Giannis can't shoot, so yeah, definitely Raptors are the contender here. I mean, if OG's in, like, I don't think they have a chance here. The Raptors are too good. But yeah, let's get into the next one before we can touch on what I just said. Lakers, Philadelphia. Let me load up the starters here. Let's do the Lakers first here. Davis, probable. Dudley out. James, questionable. Kostas, other Antetokounmpo is out for them. And then starters, we have Dennis Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, James, Davis, and Gasol. I mean, should I just stop listing Davis and LeBron with their tags every day?
No, I think we need it.
I mean, it's going to be the same every day.
Yeah, but one day they'll be out.
Okay. But yeah, Chris, what do you like? What do you like on the Lakers side here?
So I actually like this game. It doesn't pop too much from a over/under standpoint. It's only 222.5. Pretty tight spread. Lakers by 4.5 right now. This is obviously a big matchup. Two contenders, two legit contenders in the league. It's on national TV. It's on ESPN. So I do like these types of games. So these are the games that I actually like picking LeBron. I feel like he gets up for these. The problem is he's a little too expensive. He's 10-4 on FanDuel, 9-9 on DK. I'd rather play Anthony Davis. He's only 9K on DK. I love that in tournaments. And then I'm going to talk about on the other side, but I love Embiid here. I love stacking them together in this game for tournaments. But yeah, outside of LeBron and AD, I don't have too much interest in the Lakers here.
Okay. Trigger says Raptors look like a Division II college team. I think he just means like the way they play. It's like a very, it's like a team-oriented game, just like college ball. I'm sure Hasty knows that what that comment there means. I think some people might take that as a diss, but I think Trigger meant it as a compliment there. So definitely on that take with you. Definitely a very team-oriented game they have there in Toronto. Thomas says, OG is so emotionless, needs to go out and have some fun. Night out in Tampa. I mean, he's Kawhi 2.0. Like, I don't know.
I mean, Kawhi knows how to have fun. I think OG needs some of that Wiseman treatment that Thomas was talking about a few days ago.
Thomas, what's the Wiseman treatment? Like, what does OG need to go do? Okay, let's do... While we wait for that, let's do Philadelphia here. One sec. Philadelphia side, we have Mike Scott, Poirier out for them, Embiid probable, and Seth Curry. Daddy Ball is in. Starters, we have Simmons, Curry, Green, Harris, and Embiid. Are you still on that Daddy Ball narrative that we had going here a few days ago, Chris?
No, I don't have too much interest in Trigger's boy here, Seth Curry. He's He's 4.7 on DK, 4.6 on FanDuel. I mean, if his shot falls, maybe he'll get hot, and I don't know, maybe he'll have a night. But I'm not too interested in him. If you want to play him, I'm okay with it in tournaments. But yeah, like I said before, I have a lot of interest in this game in tournaments, just because I think it's a big matchup. I think both teams maybe play their starters a little more, play the stars a little more. So I love Embiid in this spot. He's 9.4 on DraftKings, 9.8 on FanDuel. Just a really good spot here for him. I think he has a huge game here. I love him in tournaments. He's probably going to be my tournament play of the day. I don't think he gets very high ownership just because there's value elsewhere at the center position. So yeah, I like Embiid a lot. I'm not going to play Simmons. He's just been awful this year, fantasy wise and real life basketball wise. So I'm off of Simmons. Same thing for Tobias Harris. I don't think we need it on this slate, but I have a lot of interest in Embiid here in tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. Like, Simmons has been awful this year, and you still think they're a contender over the Raptors. Kind of insulting. But yeah, Hasty says D2 plays the right way. So yeah, that was definitely a compliment there for the way the Raptors play. Hasty also, missed one from Trigger. Says Embiid GPP play of the day.
Yeah, I like that. I like that call.
Okay, and then Hasty also sent some CBB locks. We can go over those at the end. Mike says stack Embiid and who for what site?
Yeah, it was more of a DK thing. So on DK, AD is 9K, Embiid is 9.4. So I really like stacking them together. On FanDuel, I'm okay with it as well. Davis is 10-1, Embiid is 9.8, so it's a little harder to get to, but I mean, I'm fine with it there as well.
Yep. Trigger says OG Anunoby got to try the wings at the strip club. Thomas says throw money at in quotations dancers Wiseman treatment. Oh yeah, what do you think of that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, we had Lou Will in Atlanta yesterday. He was just awful. I think he might have had some of those lemon pepper chicken wings once again, like he did in the bubble when he got suspended.
Yeah, that's what Hasty says. He also says
Lou Will lemon pepper, yeah.
He also says Ben Simmons is a bum.
But yeah, Ben Simmons is a bum, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Andre Drummond, though.
No, Drummond is good. Come on. He just needs a better opportunity. Like, I feel like Toronto would be a good home for him. Bring him to Toronto. Sports Simmer says, on DraftKings, I have 10,200 salary left. Need a power forward and forward. What should I do?
Let me check. Let me see. I like guys from the Suns. Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, Joe Ingles for 4-2. I like that range. Maybe you can spend up for someone else if you play one of those guys.
Yep. VN Jones, I think he might be watching from behind. Maybe needs to click live to go live, or just catch up. I guess that's fine too. He says, I agree. LeBron expensive on FanDuel, and I like you. People will go to AD. I'll go to the lower owned LeBron James on national TV and run back Embiid.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. Like, as long as you have the bring back, as long as you have one of the studs from each side, I like that play a lot.
Yeah. Sports Simmer says he had man. Trigger says they may have to retire the wings. Thomas says Drummond is such a bum. I hate Drummond. I mean, I don't get it. Like, he's so good. And Trigger says I'd trade Simmons for Austin Rivers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we need Doc Rivers' son there.
Thomas says he's just taking up space on the court. Such a sack.
Sixers didn't want to give up Maxey as the last piece to get Harden. Let that sink in. I mean, I'm a fan of Maxey, but yeah, I definitely would have gotten. I mean, hindsight is 2020, but I would have gotten Harden if I was the Sixers.
Yeah. Hansen says LeBron struggles against the Sixers.
Against Simmons.
Sorry, yeah, Simmons.
Yeah, I didn't think of that, but we also have like Simmons against LeBron, so I kind of like Simmons in this spot actually. Like, if we look at the game log from last year, Simmons had a 60-point game, 28, 10, and 8 with 4 steals. So I mean, like, he was hyped up as like the next LeBron, sort of. He's obviously with Clutch Sports, I think. So kind of like Simmons for tournaments. Now that I think of it, I think maybe he'll get up for this game.
Yeah. Thomas is saying LeBron's going to go off tonight. Trigger says maybe we can get Beal without giving up Maxey.
Yeah, Beal on the Sixers would be nice.
What else do we have here? Read the comments, Chris. I'll just load up the next game here.
Sports Zimmer says his lineup. Hasty says LeBron will struggle to bully Simmons. I mean, yeah, you could go either way with that take. I don't know. You just have to take a stand. Like if you think LeBron has a big game here, play him. If you think Simmons shuts him down, play AD. Via Jones says, didn't Simmons play that LA game with no Embiid? Let me just check. He might have, but let me see. Yeah, he did, but I don't know. Still, it's like they're bros. Him and LeBron, Clutch Sports. So it's just a little narrative. People aren't going to be on Simmons because he's been awful, but I don't know. I kind of like that narrative in tournaments.
Yeah, there's definitely some good narratives today. Drummond narrative's good. The two contenders out in the East is another good narrative. I think people aren't going to be too high on Toronto, but I think they'll step it up. I think they'll win. I don't know. We'll see. If OG's in, I think they'll win. Thomas says, hot take, LeBron's going to make 7 threes tonight.
I mean, yeah, his shot has been on, so I'm good with that.
Yeah. Zero shooting. Trigger says, played Austin Rivers, surprisingly didn't cash. Oladipo, sick face emoji.
Yeah, I mean, I think Austin Rivers, he was like 10 for 10 in the first half with 25 points. I don't think he hit a shot in the second half there. I just want to check real quick. What did he finish with? Yeah, he finished with 25 points as well, but he had a crazy first half.
Yeah. Okay, let's do next game here. We have Denver at Miami. Denver side first. Jamal Murray marked as in. Whittington is out. Dozier is also out for them. Starters, we have Murray, Harris, Barton, Millsap, and Jokic. Any interest in the Nuggets today, Chris?
Tournament only for me. Like I always say, they're healthy now with Michael Porter Jr. back. So my only interest comes from Jokic here. He's 11-2 on FanDuel, a little too expensive for me. I'd rather play AD. Same thing on DraftKings, really. He's 10-5. I'd rather play not AD, sorry. I'd rather play Embiid. And then, yeah, same thing on DraftKings. I'd rather play Embiid. So, yeah, I'm not really on the Nuggets here in this spot today, even in tournaments.
Yeah, just got some news. Dragic is out for Miami. Hero also questionable. Headed for a game time decision. I think there's a tweet here. Yeah, Avery Bradley available. Goran Dragic is out. Hero is TBD. So we have that there.
That's pretty big. If Hero is out, we'll definitely have interest in the Heat guys here with Dragic out.
Yeah. Let me just go over the other news there. Butler out for them. Harkless out for them. We went over Hero, questionable. Game time decision there. Vincent, questionable. Bradley is in for them. Myers Leonard out. Silva out. Dragic is out for them. Actually, sorry, Gabe Vincent is playing for them. But yeah, starters for them we have right now Robinson, Hero, but might be, who'd that be, like none if he's out?
Yeah, it could be none. It could be Vincent. Yeah.
Yeah, so Robinson, starters, Okpala, Olynyk, Bam Adebayo. We don't know who's going to be their point guard there. It could be none, could be Vincent. But yeah, what do you think of the Heat, Chris, with the news we just got here?
Yeah, so I'm trying to look at it. Like, people are saying none, but none is 6-5 on FanDuel. Obviously, if Hero is out with Dragic, then none becomes more interesting. But right now, with Hero questionable, I kind of think he plays this game. So yeah, I'm not interested in none if Hero is in. On DraftKings, I'm okay with it. He's 5.7K there, so cheaper than FanDuel. But as of now, just because I think Hero plays, I'm probably not too interested in him. I think my main interest here comes from Bam Adebayo. Just he gets more usage with Dragic out. 8-6 on DraftKings. I like that a lot in tournaments. 9-4 on FanDuel, probably a little too expensive for me just because we have a bunch of other plays on this slate. But yeah, I think we have to keep an eye out for the hero news before we really make any decisions with the Heat here.
Yeah, got a lot of chat here. Hansen says finished 10-14. Let's see. Austin Rivers went on a diet and lost 50 pounds, but then went on a cruise ship and gained all the weight back from Thomas Bay.
You didn't even have to say that was from Thomas. I knew that was from Thomas. That's the analysis we get from Thomas here in the chat.
Yeah, it's definitely some good analysis there. Hasty says Reggie nailed the 24 minutes for Wall lols.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think Wall got more than Reggie thought in terms of fantasy production, but yeah, definitely he got the minutes right.
Yeah. Let's see what else here. Trigger says Hansen, you got to be disappointed in the Knicks after that.
And he says, relax, Knicks making the playoffs. I mean, is it going to be the Knicks or is it going to be the Cavs making that slot in the playoffs?
Yeah. I'm not sure. If they play Drummond more, definitely the Cavs. If they don't, could be the Knicks. Yeah, we'll see.
Trigger says, I like their chances for the play-in spot. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting with that play-in format this year. Josh says, been a few days. What's up, guys? What's up, Josh? Yeah, been a few days. Glad to see you back.
VN Jones
says, yeah, I'll say it. Bradley in affects none. May have to reevaluate my none lineup. Yeah, I mean, Bradley in, hero, questionable game time decision, so I think he plays. I'm not too interested in none as of now, unless we get word that hero's out and none is starting, just because he's so expensive. Hasty says, I do like the Knicks. They can make the playoffs this year. It's possible this year. Winky face. Hansen sends him a heart emoji, smiling with 3 hearts. Trigger says, isn't that why you go on a diet, to what Thomas said with the Austin Rivers thing? Yep.
Question, Chris. Clarkson or Conley from SportsCenter?
I mean, they're a different price tag. Let's see what the projections have. I would probably say, yeah, so Conley is 35, projected for 35. Clarkson is 32. 200 price tag difference. So I would say Conley there. That's a pretty big projection gap. But on FanDuel, Clarkson is only 5.3. That's where we have more interest.
Yep. Thomas says Cavs over Knicks. Yeah, the Drummond impact there. Definitely a factor.
Land.
Drummond factor. The land. Hansen gets it. He says Randall's going to spin move our way into the 8th spot. Definitely, yeah. I mean, Siakam got the chip with the spin move. So, I mean, if you have one good move, that's a lot. It can get you quite far. People underestimate the spin move.
Randall he's looked tired recently. Like the past few games I've watched, he's definitely looked tired. I'm having some problems with my Randall exposure recently. He looks too tired.
Yeah, I think didn't at the start of the season he was saying how he was going on runs, like a lot of runs or something to get into shape.
Yeah, I mean, he probably had a meeting. He probably had a meeting with Tibbs, and he probably told him he's going to play him 40 minutes a night and to get into shape. But I mean, he just looks tired. Maybe it's because they're on a long road trip. I think yesterday was their last game of that road trip, so yeah, I don't know. I just think he looks tired.
Yeah, let's get back to the slate here. Halfway through, we have some news here. Larry Nance is out. What do you make of that, Chris?
Larry Nance is out?
Yeah, Larry Nance is out.
That's kind of interesting. So let's fire up the popcorn machine for now. I honestly don't think it's going to change too much, just because they're pretty deep. Like they have so many bigs. Garland, if Garland starts here, then I'll be interested in him in tournaments. Like I said when we went over that game, but just the last game, I think.
Nance played here though.
Yeah, so we just want to see who comes on for him, what his rotation is. So it looks like in the first quarter, they just do hockey line changes. It's kind of annoying. But in the second quarter here, McGee came on for him. Did they get blown out this? Yeah, they got blown out. Let's take a look at a different game where they didn't get blown
Yeah.
out by
I mean,
30.
it's no surprise to get blown out. Like, look how little Drummond plays. Doesn't make sense. Okay, here's the next one. Yeah, here it is, Chris. Drummond played a bit more of this game. Went in their favor, so yeah, you can see the Drummond effect in play here. Yeah, what do you see, Chris?
Yeah, so Windler came on for Nance, sorry, in the first half here. Second half, here. Okoro came on for him, so I don't know. I don't think it changes too much. Like, they just have so many guys, like, in their 7th to 13th man range that they could play, so I don't think it boosts anyone too much. Maybe Drummond a bit, if kind of makes his minutes safer, I would think, but I don't know. He's been splitting with Allen, so I don't know about that. I don't think it really changes too much.
Yeah, Josh says Garland and Prince may be my lineups based on that news. Thomas says Garland about to channel his inner TB.
I didn't know Garland has any of that in him.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the next game here. Boston, Atlanta. Before I do that, guys, Chris asked me to plug the like thing one more time in the show, so do it now. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, be sure to hit the like button. Helps us out a lot with people finding our content. So do that if you haven't. We appreciate it a lot. And then also subscribe as well if you're not, so you get notifications when we go live. We do the show every single day for anyone who's new here, so definitely do that and come hang out again with us in the future. Yeah, let's get back into the slate then. Next game we have Brooklyn at Atlanta. Could do Brooklyn first. Starters for them, we have Irving, Harden, Harris, Durant, and Jordan. Nothing noted for injuries and news there. Any interest in Brooklyn? You mentioned you like this game, Chris.
Yeah, so like I said at the start of the show, this game has the highest over-under by 8 points. It's at 238 right now. 6.5 point spread favoring the Nets here. But the thing with them is we just don't know who it's going to be. Like, it could be Kyrie, it could be Harden, it could be KD on any given night. That's the problem with them. We just don't know. But I don't know. I kind of think that one of these guys will be in the winning lineup today. That's what my crystal ball says today. And for some reason, I think it's going to be Kyrie Irving. 9.2K. I don't know. I don't mind that price in tournaments. Definitely, I'm going to stay away from these guys in cash games, but 9.2 for Irving, I'm fine with that in tournaments. I like 9.8 for Harden as well in tournaments on FanDuel. And then on DK, 8.8 for Irving. I think Harden and KD are too expensive there on DK, but I like 8.8 for Kyrie Irving on DK.
Yep. Would you do a group? Have 1 to 3 of these guys?
Yeah, I definitely would make a group for that, but I mean, it probably won't matter too much unless you're doing 150 lineups. But yeah, I would definitely make a group to limit every single lineup to only have a maximum of one of them.
Okay, let's do Atlanta, then get back to some questions, comments in the chat. Over there, we have Cam Reddish, Rajon Rondo, Clint Capella, all questionable. Danilo Gallinari is probable for them. Starters, we have Young, Herder, Hunter, Collins, and Capella. Yeah, Capella is looking like a beast. Putting some all-star numbers here. Definitely on a roll right now. But you said he was priced up a bit. Still in that 10K range. It's kind of crazy. But like, do you think he can keep it up?
Well, I mean, he's 10-5 on FanDuel. He only got he got 45 FanDuel points yesterday. I said only. That's a crazy number for Clint Capella, but for 10-5, that's you need way more than 45 points if you're trying to take something down. So I'm not too interested in Capella here. Obviously, he's questionable. Again, we have to keep an eye out for Capella, Reddish, Rondo, see if they play or not. But I think my main interest here comes from Trae Young. He's 10-6 on FanDuel, so I don't think many people will want to pay that price tag for him. On DraftKings, he's 9.2K, so I kind of like that in tournaments. He might be my tournament play of the day over on DK. Yeah, I really like that price tag, actually. Hunter, 6.5 on DraftKings. That's too expensive for me. If I'm getting Hunter exposure, it's going to be on FanDuel, 5.6K. He looked really good yesterday. He's looked good the past couple of days. If Reddish is out, that boosts his minutes floor. So I'll like him more if Reddish ends up ruled out. Herder, if Reddish is out too, we expect him to start 4.8K. Probably going to play 35 minutes in this up-paced matchup. So I don't mind Herder in cash games on FanDuel if Reddish is out and Herder's starting. But if Reddish is in, I probably don't have interest in these wing guys. And then especially on DK, they're priced too much. So my only interest from the Hawks on DK is Trae Young, and then on FanDuel it's Herder and Hunter if Reddish is out.
Yep. You mentioned Capella's price tag 10.5, and you said he put up only 45. I mean, you said 45 is quite a lot, but I mean, if you look at his other games, he's crushing it. I mean, I know he got a lot of blocks, definitely upside ceiling games here, but I mean, what about Trae Young over here? He's a bit more expensive, and his game log, I don't know. What do you want from that price tag?
So that's why I said I'm more interested in the wing guys on FanDuel, and then on DK, Trae Young is 9.2K. Scoring system fits him better, so I like him more over on DK. And with your Capella point, I mean, if you think he's gonna keep putting up 2020 games with 5+ stocks, then sure, but I don't know. I don't think it's sustainable.
Okay. Some questions here. He says, thumbs up, boys. Do that, guys. He also says, don't sleep on Hunter. Josh says Hunter is a great option. Hasty's wondering what the Atlanta money line is.
Atlanta money line or spread?
Money line.
What are the odds? I don't have the sports book pulled up right now. Let me just check, I guess.
Josh says, I like Jeff Green too. He's been playing so good. Hasty also says Herder worth the look. Hunter Herder is a beauty duo most days.
Yeah, so like I said, I like them on FanDuel if Reddish is out. The spread is plus 205 for Atlanta right now. So if you put in $100, you obviously get 205 back.
Yeah. Josh says Reggie Perry is gonna have a ceiling game one of these nights. Is that supposed to be 17 points?
Yeah, Reggie Perry's definitely one of those exercise guys. We could put him in the category of Okoro, Bonga. Yeah, we can add Reggie Perry to that category.
VN Jones says people shying away from Capella if he plays because of price, but he can pay that off against Brooklyn.
Yeah, you can get him. You can definitely get good ownership on him. And like I said, on DraftKings, he's 9.1K. So that's a pretty fair price tag. On FanDuel, that's where I kind of want to stay away for 10.5K. I think it's just too expensive.
Yeah, especially such a big slate too. Yeah, I'm with you on
but
that.
I mean, at the same time, those are the plays that could take a tournament down for you. If he gets 2020 with 7 stocks again, yeah, he's going to be probably 3%, 4% owned in the FanDuel big tournament. So that's what gets it done.
I could see it. He's playing so well. He also had the rest, so he's a little rested up. So I could see it. Hasty's saying Clint is like Rudy 2.0. Isn't Rudy isn't he kind of soft? Hasty says he doesn't dunk it. He just lays it up. Kind of one of those guys. Is Clint like that?
Clint is he's a really good rebounder. Rudy's also a really good rebounder, so
isn't Rudy quite a bit taller though?
No, I think they're pretty similar.
Capella doesn't look as tall as some of the other guys. I don't know why. He looks kind of, I don't know, 6'10" or something. I don't know.
Lethal Chrono says Garland no longer on a minutes limit. Yeah, I just saw that. So his price tag now is very interesting. No Nance, we got that news a bit earlier. Garland is 5'2" on FanDuel. On DK, he's 4'6", so actually a really, really good price tag there for Garland. Might even be cash viable now just because he's not on a minutes restriction. I'd like to see him starting. Hopefully we get that news. But yeah, definitely more interest in Garland now for sure.
Yep. What else do we have here? Maybe Collins if Clint is out from Josh. Hasty likes that pivot. What do you think?
Yeah, if Clint is out, you play Collins. Like Collins crushes when he's the lone big man out there.
Yeah, and then Hasty says Clint's going to smash Fat DJ. DJ just can't hang in with those two.
Yeah, fat DJ.
Yeah, and then Trigger also says Brooklyn can't stop a big. So, I mean, there's some interest here. Fat DJ, Brooklyn can't stop a big. Capella's crushing it. So maybe an interesting tournament play.
Yeah, I don't mind it in tournaments, but like I said, I think it's too expensive on FanDuel.
Yep. VN Jones says, going to switch my DK line from Nunn to Garland. Thanks for that news. Hasty says, Jeff Green needs to play the season of his life if Brooklyn is going to stop anyone.
Yeah, so with VN Jones, yeah, definitely Garland becomes a very solid play on DraftKings for 4.6K. Jeff Green needs to play the season of his life. I mean, yeah, they definitely need some guys from the buyout market later on, but yeah, they definitely need some magic from Jeff Green here.
Trigger says Ryan got that wily vet. Embiid may have some trouble. Gasol pretty wily. Okay. I got some news here actually. Horford, he is playing today, Chris. What do you make of that?
I mean, doesn't really change anything. OKC wasn't a team that we were targeting anyways.
Okay, let me just load up the next game. If there's any chat, Chris, you can read it while I do this.
Yeah, Josh says he likes Jeff Green tonight. I mean, yeah, sure. Like, they have the highest team total of the slate, best game environment. If he's hitting shots, then yeah, like he could definitely have a ceiling game. The problem is he's playing with Kyrie, KD, and Harden, so I don't really know what his ceiling is. It's probably like 35 if all his shots fall and he lucks into some steals and blocks. But
yeah,
I'm okay with that play.
Josh mentioned Zeller starting, Biyombo off the bench. Don't think that. Or what do you think of that, Chris?
So Zeller is 3-4 on DraftKings. That's where I have more interest in him. 3-9 on FanDuel isn't as appealing. I'd rather go to Plumlee for 4-4 on FanDuel, but 3-4 on DK. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like the thing with him is his minutes haven't been great this year. Obviously, he had the injury the first game, but he hasn't played over 18 minutes. If he somehow plays like 24, 26 minutes, then I'd do like the 3.4K price tag. Probably cash only as a last piece. I don't really see too big of a ceiling here.
Yep. Trigger says, remember when Embiid dropped 0 against Gasol? Yeah, against my Raptors. Yeah, I mean, the Raptors are a solid squad. Gasol's the Embiid stopper. But yeah, Raptors play some solid team basketball, that Division II style. So definitely a solid squad there. Team-oriented basketball, definitely the way to play. Josh says his minutes seem to be going up.
Yeah, Zeller. I mean, yeah, he's cheap enough. Actually, now that I look at it, like, I don't mind him in tournaments. If you think he gets 26, maybe even 28 minutes, then he could get you 30 fantasy points, which is like 9x on DraftKings. So, yeah, I'm okay with it in tournaments, but I would still rather play him in cash games as a last piece.
Okay. Let's go through the slate. Next one, Boston, San Antonio. Boston side, Kemba, Walker in, Langford out, and that's it there. Starters for them, we have Walker, Smart, Brown, Tatum, and Thompson. Last time you mentioned that Brown would still have like the lead role there with Tatum coming back after missing a lot of games. We saw that game. So what do you think of that still right now?
So it's kind of hard to judge them. They've been in some blowouts recently. But at the same time, like Kemba's playing today. He didn't play last game, obviously. He was resting. So I don't know. On this 12-game slate, I don't have interest in the Celtics here. If you want to play one of Tatum, Brown, Kemba in tournaments, I'm okay with it. But not really anything for cash games. Not really any great value here. Like I don't want to play Tristan Thompson on this slate. And then if I'm spending up, I'd rather spend up elsewhere. So if you want to play someone in tournaments, I'm okay with it, but probably not for me today.
Okay. Let's do San Antonio. Over there we have Weatherspoon. Probable for them. Eubanks, also probable starters. We have DeJounte Murray, Walker, DDR, Johnson, and Aldridge. Aldridge, I don't know, man. Like I played him the other day. Like he was doing exercise until I called him out. Then he got like up to 20. Don't really like him this year. I don't think he's a play today at all, right? But just what do you think of the Spurs? You used to like Aldridge, I know that.
Yeah, so I used to like Aldridge, but now his role has been reduced with Keldon there. Um, yeah, I'm definitely not playing Aldridge today on this 12-game slate. 5-7 on FanDuel, 6K on DK. I don't need it. I don't need any of these Spurs either. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, let's load up the next one,
Wait,
Chris.
I like this one. Weaver says, Gary, the Embiid slander in Toronto love is getting too much. Who cares that you guys won a championship? So I'll give you a little bit of context here. Weaver is from Philly. So yeah, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, first of all, like Simmons can't shoot, so like it's hard to be a playoff team with a guy who can't shoot, just like Giannis. You're not gonna get too far. So it's pretty much like Embiid for them, maybe some Tobias Harris. But yeah, you got to be able to shoot. And other than that, like it's just embarrassing that old man Gasol, can give Embiid a 0. Like, come on, like it's Gasol. He's like, he should be retired. Like he doesn't look like an NBA body. Like I don't know. Like how does that happen?
I mean, Gasol's a solid defender.
But he's not like quick or athletic or anything like that. Like Embiid should bully him, but like
No, Gasol is a big dude.
so is Embiid. Embiid's younger, more athletic. Like I don't know. Like I think that's just a little embarrassing for Embiid. I'm sure Hasty would have my back on that one.
I'll give you this moment. I mean, it's the only time they've won a championship, so I mean, you could have it.
I mean, how many times do you need to win a championship? Like one is pretty good in recent memory. Yeah, no, one championship is definitely good. I don't know.
Weaver's saying we know what Ben is. Move on. I mean, I think he's kind of getting the impression that you hate the Sixers, but you gotta give him some of your context. You used to be a big AI guy when you were younger.
No. I love the Sixers. I love the Sixers. Yeah, AI is one of my favorite. Huh?
You still love them?
Yeah, just because of AI. Like I love them with Iverson there. Like it was one of my favorite teams to watch. One of my favorite players of all time. So I love the Sixers. AI and Andre Iguodala back when he was younger. Like they looked nice. They had a nice playoff run into the finals, I believe, against.
Who else did they have? Mutombo?
Yeah, and Mutombo, and they had a really good run that one year against the Lakers. Like that AI Kobe matchup was super sick. That was probably one of my favorite NBA runs by the Sixers. So I love them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're a contender. Unfortunately, they're a good team, but I don't know. Like they should have moved Simmons. Maybe I don't know.
Fian Jones says, since we're on this topic, where are you guys from and your favorite team? So we're from Canada, but Gary just loves the Raptors, just likes to root for the Canadian team, even though he's not from Toronto, but he just likes that Canadian spirit.
I mean, it's the only team that, like, when I was younger, it was the only team that was on TV. So it's like the only team I could watch. Jose Calderon, what's his name? Andreas Bargnati or something like that. Like,
Primo.
Absolutely, like, horrible team, but like that's the only basketball I could watch. Like every day they were always on, the only team here. So yeah. Trigger says, Gary, who's at the top of the conference and who's fighting for a playoff spot? Who do you have, Chris? I need to load up the teams.
Yeah, I mean, Philly's at the top. Toronto's fighting for a playoff spot, so that's what Trigger's getting onto you for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The season's just getting started. I mean, Toronto's they're only 5 games behind the Sixers. And they had like a horrible losing streak at the start, 0-5, so I don't know. I think.
Do we know when they play next? That's going to be a nice day for us here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I like the Sixers, Celtics, Bucks, Raptors, Heat. I don't know. Nets. Pacers are nice too. I don't know. We'll see. definitely Toronto though. That's all I can say. Trigger says Siakam looks like a deer in headlights in late game situations. I mean, you gotta load up like the NBA Finals. He was a stud there. Like, he's not the alpha guy. Like, he's not the go-to guy. He can't lead a team on his own. I don't think that's what he is. But definitely like a really, really, really good like second number 2 option. Like that's his role. He's really good at that. So. I mean, the thing with Toronto, they can never get any superstars or stars that want to play there as well. So it's hard. It's rough. Trigger says Siakam is a beta. Yeah, like that's, I don't know. Pick.
Weaver says Lowry for Ben straight up. I would do that if I was the Raptors.
Lowry for Ben?
I don't think the Sixers would do that.
Yeah. I mean, Lowry's a solid guy. He's from Philadelphia, Philadelphia's finest. So definitely he could be a fan favorite there as well. Says pick a team, Gary. What do you mean by that? Like,
I think it's because you listed like 8 teams.
Well, I thought he meant like to make the playoffs.
No, pick a team to make it out.
Out of the conference.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Definitely, I'll just say it. Maybe I don't think it's the Raptors, but it's definitely not the Sixers. I'll say that. Definitely not the Sixers. I mean, Mike Weaver, Siakam was a stud because of Kawhi. I mean, like, look how far the Clippers got with Kawhi there. Like, they were struggling. Can't diss the Raptors. They're definitely a solid squad. Like, I don't know, PG was there for them, and they still struggled. So, but yeah, let's get back into this. Next game we have the Thunder against the Suns. You mentioned this game, I think, is one of the value games to target. Let's do the Thunder side first. Over here we have Horford questionable, Josh Hall, don't know who that is. Do you know, Chris?
No.
He's out. Ty Jerome out. George Hill questionable. And then starters for them we have SGA, George Hill, Dort, Baisley, and Horford if he's in. Yeah, Horford is in, so Horford there. Yeah, what do you think of OKC, Chris?
Yeah, so since we're running low on time, the only guy of interest here is SGA in tournaments. No one else.
Okay. Yeah, we got to wrap it up, I guess, kind of fast here. Phoenix side, we have Damian Jones, Saric, Booker, all out for them. Starters, Paul, Bridges, Crowder, Johnson, and Ayton. Yeah, you mentioned Booker being out, so some good value there. Who do you like here?
Yeah, so this is one of the teams I have a ton of interest in. So Booker's out, like you said. I'll start on FanDuel. Chris Paul, 7.4K. I love that price tag. I think he's probably a lock there for that price. And then one of the small forwards is someone I'm targeting in cash games. I think I'm deciding between Bridges and Cam Johnson. Bridges is 5.4K. Cam Johnson is 4.6. I'm kind of filling it out last. I don't really have I'm not trying to jam in Bridges. I'm not trying to pay that extra 800. But if I land on, I'm trying to make it so I land on either 5.4 or 4.6 for my last position at small forward, and then I'll just decide whoever fits. And then on DK, I think we can play both of them together. Cam Johnson, 4.8K, Bridges, 5.3. Obviously, we have more position flexibility on DK, so I like both of them there. Chris Paul, he's not popping as much on DK, he's 7.6K. We have Mike Conley, who's much cheaper on DK for 6.1K. So that's where my point guard interest lies on DK, so not as much Chris Paul interest there. But yeah, those wing guys in Cam Johnson and Bridges, I love on DK. Jay Crowder, too, 4.9K. Really solid price tag there. I like that a lot. And then DeAndre Ayton, 7.3K on DraftKings. We can fit in 2 centers, obviously, just because of the way construction is with the util slot. So I like DeAndre Ayton on DraftKings for 7.3. On FanDuel, 8.3K for Ayton. It's a little expensive, but he's been playing really well without Booker. Tournament only on FanDuel for me for that price tag, and for the fact you can only play 1 center. But yeah, I have a lot of interest in him in DraftKings cash.
Yep. Some more Siakam talk. Stud because of Kawhi. I mean, yeah, he's good with. Yeah, I mean that's his role there. playoff P, definitely not a stud because of Kawhi. He was pretty bad in the playoffs. So Trigger says Clippers, no joke this year. Lakers better not sleepwalk in the playoffs. VN Jones says Clippers are no regular season joke, but they sure are a playoff joke. I agree with you there.
Definitely our playoff joke.
Hasty says the key to... Huh?
What'd you say? Sorry, I lost you for a second.
Oh, I said Hasty says the key to Toronto's chip was the bench squad best in NBA Finals history. I don't know. Like they're definitely a deep team. They had a solid bench there. They were definitely in a good situation to win with like a superstar coming in there. Like they were definitely a good team before Kawhi got there. They were struggling in the playoffs with DeRozan as their go-to guy, but obviously like upgrade to Kawhi and they do well. So yeah, I feel like they could have ran it back, maybe won another chip if Kawhi stayed. Best play at shooting guard tonight from Josh.
So on FanDuel, I think there's an obvious pairing with Beal and Clarkson. On DraftKings, Clarkson's more expensive, so it's a little harder to get to him, but I like Bradley Beal a lot for 10-2 on DraftKings.
Okay, second to last game here, almost done. Then we'll do core plays quickly, some more questions, and then the 3 favorite plays of the day. Let's do Dallas here at Utah. Dallas first, Finney Smith, Richardson, and Powell all in for them, and Maxi Kleber out for them. Starters, we have Doncic, Brunson, Hardaway Jr., Porzingis, and Willie Cauley-Stein. Doncic fresh off that almost 100 burger, 82 burger there. That's kind of crazy. Any interest here, Chris?
On the Mavs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Doncic in tournaments I'm good with. It's not like we don't have many great spend downs to be able to fit Doncic today. But yeah, I like him a lot in tournaments. His price tag is up now as well. I think he was 10-8 last time. Now he's 11-5. So yeah, I'm good with him in tournaments. If you want to play him on DK tournaments as well, he's cheaper there for 10.9K. If you want to jam him in cash games, I'm okay with that. I always love playing Luka, but I don't know. I think it's hard for me to do today on this slate. I think it's more of a mid-range build.
Okay, let's go over Utah then. Over there we have Trent Forrest. I don't know who that is. Do you know, Chris? Yep. And then we have Elijah Hughes. Didn't know who that was, but we figured out who he was last time. Mitchell out for them. All 3 of those guys out for them. And then Favors is questionable. Starters, we have Conley, Ingles, Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert. Any interest in the Jazz, Chris?
Yeah, so this is like the biggest news on the slate with Donovan Mitchell out. So yeah, I have a ton of interest in the Jazz here. I'll start on FanDuel. With the way pricing is, Gobert is 8K, so it's harder to get to him than it is on DK. Same as Conley. He's 6'7". Obviously he's 6'1" on DK, so easier to get to on DK as well. I don't mind Conley in FanDuel tournaments. If you want to pivot off of Chris Paul to Mike Conley, I'm good with that. The lock today is Jordan Clarkson on FanDuel, free square, 5.3K. No Mitchell, so he gets that usage. I like him a lot. Bogdanovic and Ingles, I'm okay with them as last pieces. I probably prefer Ingles just because he's cheaper. If you want to do that in cash games, I'm okay with it. I probably don't have interest in tournaments. And then on DK, we have better price tags than on FanDuel. The only guy that's more expensive on DK is Jordan Clarkson. He's 5'9", so that's harder to get to. But yeah, Mike Conley is 6.1K on DK. I love that in cash games. I think that's a lock. Rudy Gobert, 7.2K. I love that as well. I have him in my current lineup. Joe Ingles, 4.2K here on DK. Just super easy to get to these guys. They're cheaper on DK, so I love them for cash games and tournaments as well. Really, I like Conley, 6'1" in tournaments. Clarkson, he's 5'9" here on DK. So like I said, not too interested in cash games, but in tournaments here, you're gonna get reduced ownership. So yeah, 5'9", it's still a really fair price for Clarkson in this spot. So yeah, I like him in tournaments on DK.
Okay, let's jump into the second to last game. Washington against New Orleans here. Let's load that up. Washington side, we have. I have a note for Bradley, but I don't really see what it is. Do you know what's up with Bradley, Chris?
Bradley who?
Bradley Beal.
No, he's in, no?
I think so. Yeah, there's just a weird note that I see here. Empty note. Yeah, I guess nothing there for Bradley Beal. Other than that, there's Bertans, Hachimura, Ish Smith, Troy Brown Jr., Mo Wagner, and Russell Westbrook and Denny Avdia, all out for them. NATO questionable starters. We have NATO, Beal, Bonga. What's this guy's name? Gill, and Lopez.
Yeah.
Any interest here? No Westbrook.
So yeah, no Westbrook, like you said. So that's really big. I love Beal on both sides, both formats. I think he's a lock. Just really good spot here. I mean, the only concern really is a blowout, but I don't think the Pelicans are going to be blowing anyone out. It's the highest spread on the slate, 8.5, favoring the Pelicans, but I don't know. I kind of like the Wizards here. So yeah, like I said, Beal, he's a lock for me. Jerome Robinson, 3.6 over on FanDuel. I think that's a super good price tag, even if he doesn't start. Like, no Westbrook, so should get more usage. He's like, he always has a decent opportunity to score. He's pretty aggressive, so yeah, 3.6 for him, I don't mind. On DraftKings, he's 4.8, so I don't have interest in him there. Anthony Gill is the guy that I have interest in on DraftKings. He's 3K. If he starts again, and you want to go there as the last piece, I'm okay with it. I don't know if I really need it today on this 12-game slate, but if you want to do that as the last piece, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Just saw some news here. Anunoby still questionable. Siakam still questionable. Capella is playing today. Gallinari playing. Reddish and Rondo also still questionable. Yeah, game time decisions for Anunoby and OG. Okay, let's do the Pelicans here. Nothing noted on their end. Starters, we have Ball, Bledsoe, Ingram, Zion, and Adams. Any interest in the Pels, Chris?
Yeah, I do have interest. Like, I always like targeting the Wizards whenever I can. They have an implied team total of 117, so that's really high. But as always, my interest comes from their two top guys, their two main guys, Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. So on DK, they're kind of priced similarly on both sites. Like, Zion is 7.8 on both sites. Ingram is 7.5 on FanDuel, 8K on DK. So yeah, I like them a lot on both sites. I like both of them. I don't mind pairing them together. Just a really good matchup here. So yeah, I like them a lot in cash games, in tournaments even. I'm good with it as well in this matchup. So yeah, that's where my interest comes from in the Pelicans.
Yeah, Hasty says Rudy locked today. Niang could be a value play. Also says Westbrook is going to sit because he got his pride destroyed last night. All that talking, and as soon as Wall came back in the fourth, it was over. Seems like a hasty take.
Yeah, he's not a Westbrook guy, so that's definitely expected.
Yep. Okay, I think, is there anything else here? Josh saying Clint is playing LFG. Let's go. Okay, last game here, guys. Then we can do core plays. Minnesota, Golden State. Minnesota side first. Head Juancho, Hernan Gomez out for them. Culliver out. Catman, Karl Anthony Towns out. D'Angelo Russell questionable. Starters, we have. I need to load them. Starters, we have Russell, Beasley, Kogi, Vanderbilt, and Reed. Any interest there, Chris?
No, not really. Like, these guys are tournament only for me. We'll have to see if Russell plays. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm too interested in the Timberwolves here. Like, I think they might be tanking, maybe waiting for Cat to come back. Just not too interested in these guys on this giant slate.
Okay, it's good. Go into Golden State then. Over there we have I don't know how to say this guy's name. The Alan Smilagic. How do you say it, Chris?
Yeah, you definitely don't need to be saying that name.
How do you say it? Do you know?
No, I don't know, and I don't need to know either.
Jesus. Okay. Starters there we have Curry, Oubre, Wiggins, Green, and Kevon Looney. Any interest there, Chris?
So, Oubre, he's priced up a little now. He's been looking good recently. His shot has been falling. He's been getting blocks and steals. If you need him, I don't know. I'm not gonna say too much on Oubre. I'll touch on the main guy here, who's Steph Curry. 9.6 on FanDuel, 9.3 on DK. I love this price tag on DK. Um, yeah, like 119 implied team total for this team. Obviously, we love targeting the Timberwolves whenever we can. So I like Curry a lot in tournaments. He's not really fitting cash builds right now, but yeah, I'm good with him in tournaments. And then Draymond Green, he looked really good last game in the first half. I think he got like 20. Then he finished with like 22, 24. He was aggressive. He was finding his shot. So that was kind of surprising. But he's 4.9 on FanDuel. I don't mind that as a last piece in cash games. In tournaments even, I'm good with it as well. I think he always has triple-double upside, like 10-10-10, but maybe a 10-10-10 game. Same on DK, 5.3K. I'm good with him as well as the last piece.
Okay. I think that's it for the slate overview. Let me just refresh the page. Any news here? Nothing that I see. If you guys have questions, good time to bring them up now. I think there's some projections updating Chris right now, so we gotta wait for that. Stall a bit. How do you want to stall?
Wait, what?
I said the projections are updating, so we gotta wait for them to finish with the tool here.
Okay.
I think we're good to go now.
Yeah, I think you just have to refresh it.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, first core play, Chris. Who do you have here? FanDuel.
We could start with Chris Paul. Like I said earlier, no Booker, so I think he's a little too cheap here in this spot.
Okay, second core play, FanDuel. Who do you have?
Bradley Beal, easy play without Westbrook. I really like the matchup.
Okay, 3. Who do you have?
Jordan Clarkson, 5.3K. No Mitchell, obviously, so yeah, I really like that as well.
Okay, is there a fourth lock for you today?
Yeah, we could go with Brandon Ingram, sort of a bring back with Bradley Beal, 7.5K. I like that.
Okay, fifth lock at all or no?
No, that's it.
Okay, let's hit build, see what we get. Ross Best is saying like DeJounte Murray.
Not too much. Let me just see his price tag. 7.6 on FanDuel, so I think that's way too expensive. On DK, 6.6, a little better. I'm fine with that on DK, but not on FanDuel.
Yeah, he says cheap on DK. Ross says that. Yeah, which ones do you like here, Chris?
Yeah, so we can take a look at these first two.
Okay.
So we got Paul in both, Robinson in both, Bradley Beal we locked, Clarkson we locked, Ingram we locked. We have these two Suns small forwards that are different. Power forward is a little different other than Aaron Gordon, and then center is obviously different. So we have a 3v3. So yeah, Bridges, Sabonis, Plumlee versus Cam Johnson, Draymond Green, Vucevic. Obviously, we don't know if Sabonis is playing. He's still questionable. I think he's a game time decision now. We got news on that. So I don't know. I feel better with this second side, honestly, right now, just because I don't know about Sabonis' status. But if Sabonis is in with no restriction, I'll go with the first side.
Okay, let's do the same thing on DraftKings. First core play, who do you have here?
First, let's go with Mike Conley. 6.1K. Much better price tag than on FanDuel, so I like him a lot here.
Okay, number 2.
Let's go with another Jazz guy here. Let's go with Joe Ingles for 4.2K.
Hasty would probably like this pick here.
Yep.
Number 3, who do you have?
Number 3, I forgot who was talking about him, but Cody Zeller, he kind of fits now. 3.4K opens up salary elsewhere. So yeah, I'll go with Cody Zeller.
Okay, fourth pick, who do you have?
it's just those three for today, as of now.
Okay. Ross says yes. The bonus is questionable.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm interested to see if he plays or not. If he's out, like everything's gonna change. We're gonna jam in Miles Turner. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Which ones do you want to compare, Chris?
Let's take a look at these first two.
Ross says willing to bet that he's out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that because if he was actually truly hurt, they would have ruled him out 30 minutes ago with that injury report. But they said he's a game time decision, so I don't know. I probably lean he's in more than he's out.
Yeah. What do we have here? I think Clarkson.
Yeah, Hasty says Ingles at 4,200 is great. He has been playing much more consistently lately. Confident shots. Yeah, definitely confident Joe. Confident Joe Ingles. We're getting confident Joe. So yeah, I like Joe Ingles a lot. No Donovan Mitchell as well, so that helps him. So yeah, we have Conley in both lineups here. Ingles as well. We locked him. DeMar, not someone I really mentioned, but 7.1K on DK, super good price tag. Kind of like Ross mentioned with DeJounte Murray. These guys are cheaper on DraftKings, so I'm good with 7-1 for DeMar here in this spot. Cam Johnson 4-8. He's in both lineups. I'm good with that as well. Zeller, we locked him in just for some value on a slate where we didn't have anyone like near min price. He's starting now, obviously, for the Hornets, so I like that. Curry, I mentioned him. He was the last team we talked about. 9-3 for Curry. I like that price tag a lot. Really good matchup against the Timberwolves. The only concern is probably blowout, but I don't know. I think it stays close enough where he gets his fourth quarter run. And then we have a 2v2 here with Clarkson, Vucevic versus Zion, Ayton. This is a pretty easy decision for me. I'm definitely the first side. We're getting Clarkson without Mitchell, so I like that a lot. His usage is going to increase. And Vucevic, I love him here in this spot as well. So yeah, this first side it's pretty easy for me.
Kidoki. Vian Jones says Lamb is a play either way.
Yeah, like I said earlier on Lamb, same price as Clarkson on FanDuel, so I'd just rather go Clarkson straight up. But if you want to pivot to Lamb in tournaments, I'm okay with that. On DraftKings, Lamb is 5-1. I don't know. As you can see in this build, we don't have anyone really in that range. Maybe Cam Johnson. You could try to find a 2v2 with Lamb, but I don't know. I'm not too high on Lamb today.
Yep. Ross Best also says Aldridge also cheap, but he's literally 30% chance of having a good game. Boom or bust for him.
Yeah, I mean he's just out there getting exercise really at this point in his career. Not really a great DFS target unless like 5 guys are out.
Yeah. And I mean, even the last game, I think he hardly got there. Like, I think he had 2 up until the third quarter or something, and then he got like his 20 fantasy points, and that was it. So I think that was close as well.
Yeah,
he says had a couple 40 games. Yeah. Let's do the three favorite plays that we do every day. Let's do it, Chris. First favorite play of the day overall FanDuel. Who do you have?
I'll go with Bradley Beal. Yeah, 10-3, no Westbrook. I really like this spot for Bradley Beal.
Okay, value play FanDuel. Who do you have?
If I could say Jordan Clarkson, I would, but he's 5.3K, so it's not really value. I'll go with Jerome Robinson for 3-6 at point guard.
Okay, and then GPP tournament play of the day. Who do you have?
On FanDuel, I'll go with Joel Embiid for 9.8K. I really like him in this spot against the Lakers, national TV game. I always like targeting national TV games. I feel like they play a few more minutes. I feel like they get up for it a bit. So yeah, I like Embiid in tournaments on FanDuel here.
Okay, let's do the same thing. DraftKings favorite play of the day there. Who do you have?
Favorite play of the day. A little harder. I'll go with Mike Conley, even though he's not like a high-end guy, high-priced guy, but 6.1K. I like that a lot in cash and tournaments on DK.
Okay, value play DK. Who do you have?
I'll go with Cody Zeller. He's really the only like low 3K guy that we have for value today that's viable. He's starting now, so yeah, I like Cody Zeller.
Okay, and then GPP play of the day. Who do you have?
On DK, I'll go with Trae Young. Trae Young is 9.2K here on DK. He's 10.6 on FanDuel, so there's a pretty big difference. So yeah, I like Trae Young a lot in this game environment on DK in DK tournaments.
Okay. Sports Simmer says 10-7 left. Need a power forward.
Let me see here. Maybe someone like DeMar, power forward and forward. If you could make a center work, I would go DeMar and Cody Zeller. That's 10.5K.
Okay. Should we go over some of Hasty's CBB stuff quickly?
Sure.
Okay. Before we do that, maybe if anyone's here just for NBA guys, before you leave, be sure to hit the like button. It helps us out a lot. And then make sure you're subscribed as well. We do the show every day in case you're new here, so tune in every single day you're playing. We'll go over the slate, same way as we did today, same format. You get your questions answered, get a slate overview, all that stuff, always free, so definitely do that. Well, yeah, let's see these college players. Hasty's CBB locks of the day. He has Tate over here. He has Reeves over there. Balak over here as well, and says make sure you get some Sandro as well.
I love Sandro. I'm big on. I think it's Mahmoud Levy or something. That guy's a stud. I was playing him a lot during the beginning of the college basketball season.
Yeah,
I love that guy. But I can't say I don't know any of these other guys. Sorry.
He also says get some Zagroski.
Yeah, I think you spelt it wrong. Yeah, that guy, Zagarowski. I don't know who that is.
Yep. Yeah, these are Hasty's CBB picks of the day.
Let's lock these guys in and let's build out 20 lineups. He says try to find value on the slate today. Let the optimizers fill in the studs.
Okay, let's see what we get. He also says also have a look at Reynolds Jr. Should we lock him in too?
No, we have enough. Like, if we lock too many guys in, we won't get many other guys. Let's see here. So we're getting a lot of David Duke. Our locks are obviously, yeah. So we have 5 guys locked. Getting a lot of David Duke, DJ Canton or Carton. What's his name? Carton. I know the guy. I think, yeah. Dawson Garcia. That guy's soft. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too many of these names. I usually just let the optimizer do the heavy lifting whenever I play college basketball.
Yeah, he also, these are the other guys he mentioned. This guy and...
Ross says he won $15 on college basketball yesterday, 10-cent entry. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he just got the tool, right?
Yeah.
Love to see that. Let's see. This is the other guy, Chris. What do you think of these two? Maybe interesting to... Maybe I'll just make a group of these guys or something. See how it goes.
Brent says favorite power forward on FanDuel. I like Aaron Gordon a lot, 6.8K. Sabonis, if he's in, 9.2K. Might be a little too risky. So I like Aaron Gordon, 6.8. I like Draymond Green, 4.9K. And then Zion, 7.8. I'm good with that as well. I think if you stay within those 3 to 4 guys and build around that, you'll have a solid lineup. If I had to pick one, that's my favorite. I would say Aaron Gordon for 6.8.
Yeah. Rondo says locking Tate today. Hasty says that's his favorite value on the slate. Arkansas is going to score some. Sabonis is in from Trigga, Chris. We just got that. What do you think of that now?
So we got Sabonis in.
So do you like this one more now?
Rondo out. So Rondo out doesn't really change too much. It kind of makes me like my Trae Young tournament play more on DK. But yeah, I'm glad that Sabonis is in.
Okay. Can wrap it up then, Chris. Anything you want to go over? Anything we want to watch out for before the lock, leading up to lock? Any of that type of stuff that we need to keep an eye out for?
Yeah. So let me just check here. I think we have the Raptors news. Siakam and OG. They're both still game time. We obviously got Sabonis in. We got Clint in. D'Angelo Russell is also a big one to watch out for. He's questionable. And then obviously Tyler Hero, he's also questionable. If he's out, we're going to have a lot more interest in the Heat guards just because Dragic was ruled out earlier.
Yeah. Also, love to see this from Hasty saying Potter, it's not popping optimals, but if you jam him in, you can still get Sandro and Zagroski. I mean, he just got the optimizer recently. Definitely struggled with it. I think it wasn't working for him. He didn't know how to use it, but now it seems like he knows how to use it. So I'd love to see that. Ross says like none.
Like the thing with him is he's expensive. He's 6'5" on FanDuel. Better play on DK 5'7". If Hero's out, yeah, I have a lot of interest in none. But if Hero's in, I'd probably limit my exposure to DraftKings tournaments.
Okay. I think that's it then, Chris. Any closing remarks from you before I wrap it up?
No, I'm excited to jump into the slate, build out some of my lineups, and yeah, hopefully we win.
Yeah, you sound excited. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in as always. Appreciate it a lot. Appreciate all the chat, all the comments. Makes it a lot of fun. Before you go, if you haven't liked the video, I know I've said it like 4 times, but Chris was on my case yesterday and today actually being like, you got to do it more. Be sure to like the video before you go. Also subscribe, hit bell button, do all those things. We do the show every day, and all those things help us get more people in here, get the conversation going better, and keeps you up to date with all this stuff. So it's a win-win for everyone. Yeah, do all that stuff. If you guys like the optimizer, if you liked our projections that you saw throughout the show, we have the same optimizer, solid projections for all the main sports on both FanDuel and DraftKings. So definitely check us out at dfscrunch.com. You get access to every single sport for both sites. 25 a week, 75 a month. All new members get a 3-day free trial. So definitely take advantage of that. Absolutely zero risk. The trial is automatically applied, so you can just try us out, see if you like it. Also join our Discord, do that as well. So in the Discord we have chat just like we have in YouTube, but like all throughout the day leading up to the slate lock. So we update our core plays there as well if there's any different news that comes out. So definitely great place to be if you're into DFS. Great community here. It's growing, so I love to see that. Lots of people are helpful to each other, so I also like to see that as well. But yeah, with that said, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Good luck today. We'll see you in the Discord, and we'll also see you all tomorrow.